MSNBC has hit a new low. Hosts Reid and Nicole Wallace both compared Donald Trump's immigration policies and deportation of illegal immigrants to the Holocaust and events that took place in Hitler's Germany. In an added blow, the hosts made the remarks on International Holocaust Remembrance Day, which have infuriated commentators. Reid said history doesn't repeat verbatim, but it sure does rhyme. A not-so-subtle dig at Donald Trump.
80 years ago today, Stalin's Red Army walked through the gates of Auschwitz and uncovered the true inhumanity and evil of the Nazi regime. Millions of men, women, and children murdered, thousands more starved, beaten, humiliated, and robbed of their dignity. The extermination of Jewish people, Poles, Roma, Soviet prisoners of war, gay people, and others was no secret. It happened in broad daylight. But how did Hitler do it? Well, with the support of millions of ordinary Germans who just wanted Germany to be great again. If that sounds vaguely familiar, that's because it is. Similarities to what happened in Germany and what's happening now in America are just undeniable. History may not repeat verbatim, but it sure does rhyme. Trump and Stephen Miller, his former director of speechwriting, depict non-white immigrants as carriers of deadly diseases who are violent terrorists. Trump was returned to the presidency after staging a coup and has exerted control of media or social media in order to parrot anti-immigrant vitriol and openly hateful anti-LGBTQ language, which is what Meta just did. And then there are the business leaders who pay him, fund him, and think they can control him.
Online commentators were appalled. This person said, MSNBC host Reid used Holocaust Remembrance Day to argue Trump is just like the Nazis in America today. If you wonder why MSNBC has lost 80% of its audience, this is why. This commentator doubled down, saying, Reid's gaslighting knows no limits. She went so far as to compare Trump's mass deportations to Adolf Hitler and the Holocaust, implying that those who perished in the camps are equivalent to criminal illegal aliens. And it wasn't only Reid who exploited a sacred day to push her own narrative. Her colleague Nicole Wallace doubled down.
Eddie, it stops you in your tracks to hear it put like that. They're going to have to own the idea that they have created a generation of kids who may have been born here but who are afraid to go to school, who may be afraid to leave their parents. They may be afraid that every time they go to school, it's the last time they see their mom or dad. Families that are in hiding on this harrowing anniversary of Holocaust anniversary does have a really eerie echo to something that I think people thought, how could that happen? And that could never happen again. We are now on live TV talking about administration and live interviews with their faces showing that says proudly that schools are not off limits.
And Nicole Wallace's guest, a professor from Princeton University, added fuel, accusing border czar Bill Homan of cosplaying civil rights movement opponent Bull Connor.
Homan is engaged in cosplay. He wants to be Bull Connor for our current days. Is that right? And, you know, there's a sense in which this moral question that has animated our politics looms large. And the question that I keep asking myself is, what is the Trump administration asking each of us to consent to? Right. So
the segment attracted a tsunami of criticism online, with this commentator saying, this whole Nazi thing getting really old. Commentators also highlighted it's stunts like this that are contributing to MSNBC's fall in viewership. This person said they still haven't figured out why their ratings are in the dump. And this person doubled down, saying, on the plus side, no one is watching. And it's not only MSNBC who is defending illegal immigrants. Sunny Hostin of The View claimed undocumented migrants are not criminals.
We keep on talking about criminals and immigrants being criminals. And I just want people to understand what the facts are and the stats are, is that undocumented immigrants are much less likely to have committed crimes than American citizens. American citizens commit more crimes than anyone who is undocumented. I also want to make the point that an undocumented immigrant is not a criminal because he or she is undocumented. That is a civil offense. So to call people illegals is in and of itself I think xenophobic and racist.
And then
I do.